Hey guys, it's those guys, and today we're doing another episode of Friday Night Movies. I'm Matt Marrero, and I'm here along with...
We need some action! Action!
That's your whole name? We need some action?
Walter.
Is that just how you introduce yourself to people? Hi, we need some action.
Yes, it's exactly how I introduce myself to people. We're in the 80s
All
now.
right.
Come on, get your shit together.
Excuse me. I'm already there.
No way.
I got hacked my way into the 80s. All right,
you
so
hacked your way into the 80s. Oh, God.
look. So this one, I'm assuming this one's not going to be 2 hours long. Although with some info dump, it might actually be closer to that than I would like. So here's the thing. So today we're talking about Kung Fury, and before I talk about some stuff, some backstory about Kung Fury and how I discovered it and how Tristan discovered it, I want to mention that I'm thankful for everyone who actually partook and watched stuff during our Halloween in July event. We're recording this a little bit in advance, but at this point when this is out, Halloween in July will be over. Another fun Halloween in July. Hopefully tune into stuff on our Let's Play channel, those guys, or General Gaming channel, those guys play. Those guys on radio, which you're listening to right now. We hacked ourselves into August, Tristan. And
we have to go back into July.
Yeah, but thank you all so much for being a part of that, and also that as well on our Teacher Productions channel. You guys help us be us. Thank you so much for listening in. Another fun year, another fun Halloween in July. So,
thank you.
But on to the topic at hand. So Kung Fury. Tristan, I don't know if you've discovered it before I told you about it, but for me and Kung Fury have somehow always followed each other. Like if someone asked me, do you know Kung Fury? I'd be like, kind of. Because putting aside the fact that it has so much that you and I love about, 80s media and things like that, and similar humor, like honestly, I feel like if you gave us the kind of budget, we would have similar jokes, but it wouldn't be as good because of how good this team is behind this film. But the jokes would be similar because I think our humor really gels well and vibes. Like, it was so fun. So anyway, but here's the thing. The reason why I say, kind of, is because this movie came out 2015. It was kickstarted, and before we get into some of that stuff, from 2015 onward, I had just randomly heard talk about it online. Like, I follow the CU podcast, and I saw them talk about it, but I didn't listen to it because I was like, I don't want to hear a review for a movie I've never seen. So that's one. Two, I had seen a gift. Or not gift, like a meme going around that I'm pretty sure I sent it to you, you sent it to me within the last 2 years. It was a meme where it was literally just the stills from the film where you have Kung Fury. No, you have I can't believe I forgot her name. She was sitting on the giant wolf. Britannica?
Barbariana?
Barbariana. Thank you, Barbariana.
Yeah.
So she's sitting on it, and she says, we're in the Viking Age. And he goes, that explains the laser raptors. It might have been like a D&D joke. It might have been a D&D joke or something that I sent to you. So I've seen that around as GIFs and as still images. So that got me thinking, this is so funny. I wonder where it's from. And then I heard Kung Fury, and I thought, I got to get into that eventually. And I didn't know how to because when I tried to find it on Prime, it cost money, and I was like, but I don't have that money, until I realized that it was up for free on YouTube. So I sent you that link because I didn't realize, they just literally released it for free. They wanted to, because they got their money via the Kickstarter, and of course, releasing, but it's good, though, because you release the product, and when you release it, it also works as, just like anything online nowadays, it also works as a resume, basically.
Right.
To show companies what you can do.
Yeah. And shit, they did a lot with what they had. My God.
For 30 minutes.
Yeah, right?
Because here's the thing. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty numbers here. I wanted to do a review first, but let's talk about some numbers. Let me see.
Was it for a film festival? I thought
it was screened at one, but initially it was just let's basically the guy who is three. He's a triple threat. He's the main actor, so he's Kung Fury. He's also the director, and he's one of the main writers, David Sandberg. He used to work making commercials and other stuff in the just kind of I'm thinking it was commercials and it was something else, I believe. And so he basically sat around. He was like, I want to do something. Oh yeah, television commercials and music videos. And he was like, I want to do something else with my life. So
Right.
I'm assuming he made a lot of money through that. So he filmed that short trailer that I sent you. And you could tell that it was a short trailer, even though clearly some of the shots were used, seemingly,
Right.
because of the little budget that they had, the low budget. The woman who played the other woman who was on the T-Rex, she was a different actress.
Right.
So some things had to be changed, but pretty much most of the film was taken from that trailer, and they put it on Kickstarter, and they were just asking, and I say just in terms of like with all that they did, they were like, can we have $200,000? And with all of their rewards, how great they were, and also I think just, again, this really resonating with people, they made over $600,000.
Yeah.
So again, their initial goal was $200,000. They went to $630,000 and $19, by the way, if we want to be exact. Over 17,000 backers, nearly 17,713 backers. So people funded this. Some again at the $1 level, some at the $5 level, some going all the way up to. There's too many tiers for us to really break it down without being here for hours.
Right.
The $10,000 level, and the reason
Holy
why.
Shit. Okay.
But let me tell you why someone backed that. The person was able to play a major role in the movie as Kung Fury's ex-partner. So someone who backed it was the guy who died in half.
Oh, right.
That's why his acting, no offense to him, but it kind of felt a little stiff. It's like, he's just a regular guy like you and I, who's just like, he had 10,000, but like a regular guy like you and I who had 10,000. And the crazy thing, too, is every backer had to pay their way to get there, too.
Right.
Because like they don't have the money to like lodge all these people. So
of course. Right.
So because they're in Sweden.
Right.
So all of this, and the crazy thing about this too, the behind the scenes is on YouTube. None of this was real. And yes, when you watch the movie, you're like, Matt, are you fucking serious? But you would think at least some of it is a little bit real with crazy filters on top, because you see the filters on top.
This is exactly how the 80s were to a T. Like this is basically a documentary.
And the Viking Age, let's not forget here. But what I'm getting at, though, Tristan, is it wasn't just the funny, awesome VHS filters, like when they were doing tracking to cover up special effects stuff. That fucking killed me. Like you see him literally getting thrown into a space station or a satellite. I was like, motherfucker, this is great. No, because, dude, I watched this with the first time I watched this was early this morning, lack of sleep. This is like 5:30 in the morning. As far as I know, it's a fucking fever dream. So when I see it again, when I wake up, I'm like, oh, so this all happened. Cool.
My God.
Yeah, I didn't know. I honest to God was like, is this even real? Because
you went
it was
too far
just,
back in time.
Oh, I love that. It hacked too far back. I loved it. Oh my God.
You hacked
and then
too
they
far
had
back in time.
They had the power glove and everything.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But anyway, certain people who gave to certain, who backed certain tiers were able to be in the movie, which of course you would do that when you're trying to kickstart a movie. But in this case, with how fun and wacky it was, it worked out both in the fans' favor and in the creators' favor as well. After all, in that 10-minute little behind-the-scenes thing, you saw that there was a guy who was a backer, and he was like, I actually told him, I was like, guys, I have a background in, like, stunt work. Like, I've done some. So they were like, fuck it, you'll just have him he was a Nazi. He did a few other pieces of stunt work as well in the film. So, and even the director was saying, he said, I was so touched. We had people who, we told them, you're good for 2 days. We have to be here for 2 weeks. And some of these people were like, no, we'll just stay for the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they helped. And they really helped create this thing and, and push this thing to what it became, which, I mean, looking at all the extras, yes, some of them were copy-pasted, like that one person doing stances. When it was like when Kung Fury had the flashback, and there was only one. I don't know if you saw this in the in the behind the scenes. There was only one guy doing that stance, like the poses. They just copy pasted him 100 times or whatever. Yeah, like it should seem obvious to some people, but like for me, it's just because of how. Like, usually there's some, and to be fair, there was some basis in reality. Like, some of the stuff was model work. It wasn't just, like, full CGI. It was mixed. It was a little bit of both. But to me, it just felt like, some of that is quote-unquote real. It's just darkened or something. It's like, no, they were darkened. Like, they were real people, the dinosaurs were not real, I think, who were darkened. But
they were absolutely real.
Yeah, but everything else was just a complete green screen celebration. It was just so wonderful.
Right.
I loved it because the thing is, I understand, because for me with a movie like this, and I'm sorry that I'm dominating the conversation. I'll throw it over to you soon, Tristan. But for me, the reason why this movie works so well is because when you lean into the camp in a way, like kind of Black Dynamite did, there's something that works so well. It's a bit different than something like, let's say, The Room or Troll 2, because they're trying to be real. They weren't leaning into anything. They're like, no, we're not masterpieces, but like, yeah, we're solid films, right? And it's like, oh no.
Stop.
Yeah. In this case, because it's lending itself to parody, everything is excused, literally everything.
Yeah, it's funny. Now that you mentioned like, the meme going around about the Laser Raptor and stuff like that, I think I remember that now. But like you showing me this, I didn't recognize it or anything by name. So like,
you were hesitant.
Yeah, so I find it. I'm like, okay, and then it was like, strap in because you're in for a trip.
I told you were in for a trip, but I think you always think I'm hyperboleing, which sometimes I am, but not this case.
Yeah. So then, as everything's just unfolding, it's just one thing after another. And that's the best part, too. It doesn't stop. It consistently throws more things that are just so ridiculous at you the entire time. Yeah. You don't have time to stop and think about any of it, so you just accept it.
You know who I knew?
It looks fucking amazing.
I didn't even, I knew this was going to be Tristan's favorite character immediately, Triceracop.
I want to be Triceracop when I grow up.
And he's 26. That's the thing. Like, the second I saw Triceracop, I was like, this is Tristan's kind of movie. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you picked up on it. It wasn't subtle. It's just something that, like, hit me the second time. I guess I was too tired the first time. He fucking looks at Triceracop, and he's like, you're the best partner I've ever had. He literally told his last partner he was like a dad to him before he died. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, you're the best partner I've ever had. My fucking God.
I caught that. I was like, all right.
It's going to be a lot of paperwork. Everyone's laughing.
Oh, my God. It's literally every 80s action movie trope that you could possibly think of wrapped up into 30 minutes. And my God.
That's just why it works so well. Like, it's just everything. Like, there wasn't like a let's save it till next time. They just put, like, funnily enough, though, I would love to point this out. There's going to be a sequel. It was just confirmed. They're filming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You want to know how close this is? They started filming July 29th.
Wow.
And here's what's even funnier, Tristan. Apparently confirmed for the movie are Michael Fassbender, who's new Magneto.
Holy shit.
And Schwarzenegger.
All right. Okay.
I don't know how it's going to work because it's not like they're taking over the roles of Kung Fury and the rest of them.
Right.
But it is going to be a separate, so they're not reusing footage from this movie. Like, this movie happened, and then the next one's going to be another story in that universe.
Right.
So I don't know, like, if Sandberg is going to be interacting with whoever Schwarzenegger is going to be.
Right.
Like, or whoever Fassbender is going to be. Like, it's just nuts because this thing, I just think this thing became so much bigger than any of them thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And not in, like, the humble way. Like, literally, like, yeah, maybe, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. I mean, the director even said during the behind the scenes, I thought that it was going to, like, people were going to feel nostalgic towards it, but not to this level.
Yeah, like, it'd be a fun time. But, like, holy shit.
But to get more than double your goal on the Kickstarter, to then have it be on Prime, so now that I know that the film's quality, I might feel inclined to be like, you know what, I'll buy it for $5 digitally. Fuck it. Like, I want to find a way to support them.
Yeah.
So fuck it. It's only a few bucks. It's just that when I don't know about it, I'm like, well, how else can I get it? And like, is it on Netflix, something like that? And it wasn't on Netflix, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was at some point, but it's not now. So when I found it for free on YouTube, I was like, that's not right. That's illegal. I see that it's them. So it's such a fun trip. Like, again, it's all these tropes wrapped into one. It's just that same trope that happens in every joke of a, like, not because he is the bad guy, but it's just always just fun to be like, who do we like, who's the most evil person we can find? And it's like Hitler, like, all in unison.
He's the most evil criminal in all of time. I have to go back and kill him.
But what I loved is that when Hacker Man, you like this too, when he's like, do you know him? As if they fucking met before.
Well, kind of.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He called himself. What was the name
Führer.
again? Kung Führer. For fuck's fuck. It was just, and again, because they're Nazis, it's like, yeah, just have him literally not only disarm them, but the dude that he turned
to disarm you.
But he turned the dude to pieces and then used his arm as a nunchuck.
Yes. Oh God.
It was again just pure insanity, but in the best way possible.
I gotta say,
part,
a lot of his, like, most of it's green screen, but like some of, like, he did do some stunts in there.
He did. I think he did all the stunts. I was under the impression. If I'm wrong, then my bad. But I was under the impression he did all of the his own stunts.
Yeah, and like
it's
still
crazy.
Takes a decent level of athleticism to even do that. So it's like, holy shit.
And also to try and film everything in a way where it works with green screen, where like it's not like they were. Like, it's not like they were just, like, stand there and do poses. Like, in certain cases, yes, that was what happened. But when you saw, like, because they had, the guy that played Hitler is actually in Lonely Island. So when they, first of all, 4 hours to put on his makeup. But even after that, that's normal Hollywood stuff. That's normal stuff, right? So 4 hours to put on his makeup. Then, you know when he got punched in the dick and he just flew up?
Yeah.
They had to film the camera.
It's almost like we finish each other our own sentences, balls. What?
What? I think my favorite part is, so I want to mention, so I didn't send you a trailer, Tristan, because I didn't see a trailer to this movie. And I hope that if you're going to show someone this, I'm talking to the general fan listening in, don't show them a trailer, because obviously it spoils everything, because that's the point. It's a Kickstarter trailer, right? Going into it blind is the fucking best. I had no idea. Ever. I had no idea that Hitler was going to be in this. So when I'm like, wait, I'm like, because I heard the German accent, I'm like, no. It's like, give me your phone.
Can't be.
Hello, is this the police? Fuck you. And then shoots through the phone, and apparently the bullets can ricochet or fly into the phone and kill people in the precinct. And then Kung Fury's like, fuck it, I'll just shoot back. As if it's just a normal that's the thing I love the most. The ability for them to not even ask us to question it, but just the fact that everything in that world just completely, it all makes sense. It's just not weird. It's like, yeah, I'll just shoot back. What? Is that weird? I love it so much.
Yeah, because there's never a moment where you stop and go, wait, how does that make sense? And it's amazing.
I mean, you laugh at it in that way, but you don't actually question it because they all acknowledge it as just normal. Like, it's
exactly. Fine. Damn it, Kung Fury, you destroyed an entire city block. Now the mayor's going to have my ass.
You know what? I'm not off the case, because I quit. And then Triceratops. You know what I got to say? So, call me an asshole, and I don't mean you personally, Tristan, because I don't want to give you any chance. The general person.
All right.
If I give him a chance, he'll be like, asshole. Tristan. But just the general person. But honest to God, while Triceratops, obviously the CG is quote-unquote bad, it is more expressive than any of the animals in The Lion King. Right now. No, it's worse CG compared to the animals in The Lion King. They all look better. But he was more expressive than any of them in the trailer.
That's hilarious.
How fucking weird is that? Like, I could see his face and be like, yes, he truly is sad that Kung Fury has quit.
Yeah. Damn it, Kung Fury, I went back in time for you. I love you. I love you too, Triceratops.
You could see on his face when he hugged Triceratops, he was trying not to laugh.
I know.
You could see it. There was a smirk trying not to be formed. I fucking loved it. Because even though he's not hugging a man with a dinosaur head, but he is hugging a green screen head guy.
Right, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, God.
Oh, did you expect the big finish, like with all of them coming in? Because I didn't expect that. I didn't know what was going to happen to Kung Fury. I was like, what's happening?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm really surprised that, Kung Fury has inspired, Endgame.
You say that as a joke. Kung Fury came out in 2015.
I know, but like
Disney, Marvel, the balls in your court.
My God.
Hey, so everyone,
I gotta say,
Yes.
Kung Fury
Yes.
had a better lineup coming out of the portals. Not gonna lie.
well,
Fucking
yes
dying.
and no. Yes and no.
Oh, someone's gonna kill
Avengers
me for
would
that.
wipe the floor with them. However, creativity-wise, I think they're more creative than the Avengers.
I know.
I mean, you had
fucking
Thor.
joking.
No, I'm not. You had Thor. You had a T-Rex. You had a Triceratops cop. You
Yep.
had two women who were supposed to be Vikings, but with, guns. You
Yeah.
had an actual Triceratops. Yeah, I already said Triceratops. I already said T-Rex. You had a hacker man who just hacked himself into a robot body. Arguably, they are more creative than the Avengers. Don't at me. But the Avengers will wipe the floor with them. But they are more creative than the Avengers. I'm sorry. Yes, Thor is Thor, but he's also much larger, kind of like not Giant Man. I'm thinking of Hercules. Yeah, because someone in Marvel Norse mythology can grow large, kind of like Giant Man / Ant-Man can. I think it might have been Hercules. Or was it literally no? Because his name wasn't Giant Man.
Hercules
that's
is
another
Greek.
name for. Well, they mix mythology in Marvel.
Okay.
I said Norse, but you're right, Greek. But still, they also have their own Hercules. I think Hercules was with She-Hulk at one point. I think.
Well then.
This is all comic stuff. Hercules sort of has a role, quote unquote, in the Marvel movie canon, but not really. But I don't want to spoil anything for Tristan. We won't talk about it. But it's so funny. You've seen Endgame, but you haven't seen the movie that I'm referencing. But it doesn't matter. It's fine. Anyway, so this movie, though, was so much fun, so much creativity, so much weirdness. And yes, because it clearly got some buzz, it not only was at a film festival, which I'll get to in a second. I have to go back to my computer to read which one. It also ended up being on the El Rey network, which, again, just shows that that's my network. Now, it's not actually my network. This isn't an ad for the network. But, Tristan, I consistently tell you off podcast how I fucking love El Rey, and it's sad that it's not in more people's homes. El Rey had Lucha Underground, so pro wrestling. It had Quantum Leap. They've since taken it off the block. Sorry, that's docking it a couple points. But it still has X-Files I think it has X-Files every now and again. If not, they still do have like Xena. They have they have the Mondo Animation Hour, which was really interesting and fun. They just have a lot of they have the Kaiju Christmas Marathon.
My God.
Which remember they had the Godzilla Marathon around Christmas. Yeah, dude, it's like that's one of my favorite networks. It's just so interesting and different. And apparently, they aired Kung Fury in 2015.
That's beautiful.
Makes sense. They had those not Time Cop. They had no, it wasn't Time Cop. They had Universal Soldier, I believe. I was telling you about. They had they had Evil Dead on there too.
Right.
So I just love how many movies are just on the El Rey network. Either way, back to Kung Fury. Let's see here. I want to see what film festival it made because it's just so interesting how it kind of like had this huge splash that I somewhat missed. But again, it came out. It came up in my line of vision every now and again. Oh, okay, yes. So it appeared at the 2015 Cannes Film Festival. Then it premiered on, again, I mentioned earlier, YouTube. It's also available via Steam, so you can watch it through there. It was on SVT2 in Sweden, and then again, El Rey Network in the U.S. It's so cool. Also, I was trying to say this earlier, but you had some stuff to say, Tristan. I'm going to make Tristan's day right now. There is a Kung Fury video game that you can get on Steam or on your PS4. And, dude, it's less than $5.
Holy shit.
Yes, the one on the PS4 was literally like $3 or $4.99, and the one on Steam, which I'm probably going to buy, is let's see here. I'm pretty sure it was like $1, but I might be wrong. Let me see. Because I'm going to buy it. It's just the way it is. Save 60% off. It's $1. And it's a beat 'em up, and you can play as Triceratops, as Hackerman, as let me see here. Barbariana, and of course Kung Fury himself.
So this is going on a certain channel that we all know and love at some point soon in the future, possibly, maybe, if we hack it into the future.
Yeah, basically what I'm looking at is this, right? It's a thing about like a camera thing. Whenever my erection goes down, then I think we'll be able to start filming.
That's fair.
I just don't want it to get in the way.
Right.
So I want to read the description, the Steam description.
It would be really hard to like green screen that out.
Thank you for saying the phrase. It would be really hard. Your contribution to this podcast is immeasurable. Anyway, so on Steam, Kung Fury. I know you didn't. That's what's beautiful about it, because you didn't laugh. You didn't say. I was like, he didn't even mean to. Glorious. Anyway, Kung Fury Street Rage. God damn it, they call it an HT3000 cartridge. That's funny. That's HKT is usually like the Hong Kong region.
Right.
Anyway, so because I believe it was originally just called Kung Fury, and then it got an update, and this is the update. So again, new playable characters, ultimate boss fights, and an epic story, voices by all the original movie actors. Oh, that's actually really cool. And all the good stuff you loved in the first game. And so, again, I think they took down the first one, but either way, they updated it. So, I mean, I'll take the updated version.
Right.
So, again, I mentioned what characters are in it, but I love how it says, join the Chosen One and his team throughout voice-acted dialogues in the arcade beat-em-up fight of the century. Beat the Nazis. Become the action. Uphold the law. Become the action. Uphold. By the way, I love it. Man of the law! Fucking killed me.
Right.
Like the animated.
Heaven. Wait, this is heaven?
You're under arrest. What?
For obstruction of justice.
Whoa. No, honestly, that animation, apparently it was done by a gaming company that only creates mobile games, but not mobile games that I would be interested in, because I'm not like one of those people that's like, ooh, mobile. But it's mobile that I'm not interested in. So it's like, oh, guys, you made such good animation. I wish you made something that I would play. Damn it, it looks so good. No, because I loved how that looked. It looked like you could, honest to God, as much as I want a second movie, you could just make a Kung Fury animated cartoon, and I'm down. 80s style, like how they did Rambo. You know they did a Rambo cartoon for kids, right?
Yeah, I think we've had this discussion.
Yes, I've said what the fuck before, and here we are again.
And here we are again. It never gets old. I think my favorite part of that scene, though, is literally when he first appears, and it's like, I'm Cobra, your spirit animal, and like you see the behind shot from him and the Cobra looming over him, and his butt fucking clenches as it comes close, as the rest of his body tenses up too.
It's just, my favorite part when he's like, it's so realistic, and then the Cobra looks at the camera and goes, yeah. Because it's the most cartoony part. It's literally hand-drawn cartoon, and it's just like, this is the most realistic part. And Cobra's like, yeah. Anyway. But like, just that whole scene was just beautiful, because it's like, you're dead, you're in heaven, you can't come back, and it's like, whoa, what happened? Oh, I hacked away all of your bullet wounds. And his just response, thanks. As if, like, again, as if that's, did you notice when Kung Fury, the final Nazi that he beat up before Hitler was like, fuck you, when he punched him and he hit the golden...
Yeah, and he splattered, the blood splattered.
But the way the body was even formed, he's a fucking swastika.
Right. Yes, oh, God.
I was like, motherfucker. Like, it's just... oh, my God, like, it's just this whole movie was just so... Wait, you first.
And I love, as he's, beating up all the Nazi guards and stuff like that, he literally does every, like, kung fu action, like, special move, like...
Yes.
the 360 flip as you kick your opponent, you're like running off of them and kick them back into the ground, like shit like that. Every single one of those moves that you could think of was in there in that action sequence. Yeah, that's
because if anyone doesn't remember, the growl scream that someone goes, "Oh, I'm so scared," and runs away. Fucking great. Like,
oh,
it's
right.
just,
yeah. He literally breaks someone in half and then just growls at the other guy and he runs away.
Yeah.
Fucking lost it.
And it's just so crazy that, like, again, not just that one scene, but that one scene in particular, too. They had to they CGI'd, and then they randomly had people run in. But here's what's crazy about stuff like that, too. With that one scene, I should mention, I'm sorry, they didn't have people run in. They actually had him doing his moves, and then separately they had the the actors pretending to be Nazis reacting to his hits.
Right.
Other than the one guy that he ripped his arm off, quote unquote, he never really made contact with anyone.
Right.
That's what's insane to me, is the fact that you had situations where, like, I get how CG works. I really do, guys. But with how it was done in this movie, with such a quote unquote limited budget, was so interesting. With how
insane.
we know that the wolf was fake, duh. But apparently, she was sitting. The actress for her was sitting on top of someone in a green screen suit, pretending to ride them.
Right.
And then they composited her over the wolf that was just an anime, like not anime, but an animated wolf on like a stock website for animals.
My God.
So they just paid for the stock footage, and then they had her riding in, and then they put filters on her and the wolf to make them look like, like everything's fun and different. So another interesting thing, too, apparently, so they used an effect, and I didn't know why they used it, but I thought it was weird, because they used an effect when the woman called for Thor on her. And I was like, why did they use the effect on her? Because they didn't skip. Here's the funny thing. They actually had filmed that scene with the other actress who was in the trailer, so they were like, we need to mask this because we can't refilm this because of how, like, intense the shot was.
Right.
So they put the filter over her face so it was harder to notice that it was the original actress, not the new one.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, because they put that, the videotape fucking up. Because of, not tracking, but, like, it's been seen too many times, so it's worn out.
Right,
they put that effect.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Also,
bars going across.
Yes. Also, I love I think my favorite part of the movie, and it's really hard to do this because the entire thing is almost my favorite part. But when we see the laser raptor, and I didn't know what he was going to say, because, again, I've never seen it. So, like, his reaction is, fuck. And I'm like, what? Like, who just, like, the way he was like, fuck, laser raptors.
Laser raptors.
I mean, just, I don't know why.
Looking back at each other, like, their eyes, like, he's just got his hands up, like, and the raptor is, like, kind of, like, looking down at him. It's like, oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just explodes.
I was so worried because, like, you don't look, I like it when you and I have differences in opinion. It's fine. Like, as long as we're saying them respectfully, that's fine, right? We don't have to agree on everything. But this was one of those movies where I'm like, man, I really hope he doesn't just hate this with every fiber of his being.
Yeah, no.
Because I didn't know.
I wouldn't have
just
a soul
didn't know
if I hated this, Matt.
Tristan, we have to appeal to a broad audience. All right, let's not just
Well, it's
let's
funny
not upset the people with no souls.
We almost had the discussion on a different movie that you were possibly thinking of, doing on here at some point, maybe in the future. And so we almost already had that discussion, but then we decided on this, and everything worked out fine.
Oh, right. Yeah, we kind of, yes. Well, no, because, so I think, are you referring to the other parody movie that I was talking to you about off podcast?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, that one, we can talk about it now. So you were, a little bit, because you were very young. You and I were both very young when we, not very, very, but like we were in our teenage years when we saw Kung Pao Enter the Fist. And we both had different reactions to it. Mine were, some of this movie is really not funny, but the parts that are funny eclipse the unfunny parts. So the part where, like, I will when I heard about, when I thought of this movie, and in my head I was like, oh, maybe it's like Kung Pao Enter the Fist, and I kind of talked to you like, oh, have you seen it? Because they might be similar. You were like, I've seen Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Like, because you are such a huge fan of movies like that. If you felt like, in my opinion, now tell me if I'm wrong, that Kung Pao Enter the Fist was more making fun of those movies rather than like joking around about them. Is that am I wrong
like
or am I right?
At the time.
Oh,
no,
okay.
you're right.
But also, because I know you haven't seen it since.
I really haven't seen that many like old school kung fu movies, but I've seen enough here and there that I'm like, all right, guys, like, come on. I get we're making a spoof here, but like, Jesus.
Yeah, in this case, it feels like, I maybe it's just a different vibe, a different feel. I don't know. Or maybe again, it works. It's just not only that we find it funnier overall, it also just feels like they are joking about something that they know rather than joking about something that is like, oh, we can just poke fun at this, haha. Like it felt like it was more like it was, making something quote unquote new out of all of these tropes. Like Triceratops is like a new thing out of the idea of like, well, because it's the idea that like, oh, you're going to get a new partner. And it's like, so what do we do? And it's like, Triceratops? Like that's different.
Make him
that's
a dinosaur.
Weird. Yeah. Oh, and then when the dinosaur, by the way, the guy who voiced over Triceratops also voiced over the dinosaur at the end, who I laughed. I was like, I didn't fucking know you could speak.
Teamwork is an essential part.
Teamwork is an essential part of it. I was like, what the fuck? Well, I didn't know you could speak.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I mean, it was never established that he couldn't speak, Matt.
Don't be the writers. I feel like that's something one of them would say. I don't know them, but I feel like that's just something someone would say to me who worked on this movie.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, it was just so much. It's a blast, and I get it if someone's maybe listening to our review and they watch it and they're like, I don't know, it's not really for me, and that's totally cool.
Yeah,
I just think that
fine.
like, but I feel like
I get
some
it if it's
part
not
of
your
it,
thing, then it's not your thing. But like,
I
feel like you
can
appreciate the the amount of the work and the love that went into this, because it really does feel like a labor of love.
But not just that, even one part of the movie had to have made you crack a smile or even crack a giggle. Because, like, one part that gets to me, and I think this is something that doesn't matter who you are, I feel like it's going to make you chuckle a little bit. Here's what I'm getting at, though.
Stone-faced, sees the scene. Ha, fuck.
This is one thing. No, my thing is this. I would think that when you saw the T-Rex fighting the golden eagle, and it was just using its legs, and it's using its little tiny arms.
The arms,
I think that's just funny across the board.
Yeah.
Because it's just like they're both fighting, like, yeah. It's just, to me, across the board was funny. Now, the end of the movie, though, was the dumbest, but again, trying to spoof dumb endings of movies with time travel, because it made no sense. You know this, right? No, because it could have made sense, but it actually made no sense.
As soon as Triceratops was like, wow, not much left of him, huh? I'm like, he's going to come back.
Well, no, I knew that they started the time loop because Thor's hammer sent back. No, because that's how.
Right.
See, that's no, but here's the thing, right? It makes sense. It makes sense because Thor used his hammer to send Kung Fury into the future, which was Germany at the time. So sending him to the future, he then sent Hitler to the future. But because the eagle was with him, the eagle was sent as well, which was not in the initial time travel thing. So that at first I'm like, all right, that's wrong. Then two, again, like wrong and like I know you guys are doing this for parody, but it's wrong. And then after, when he sees the Nazi symbol on the arcade machine, it's also quote-unquote wrong because Kung Fury personally hadn't experienced that yet. It was in the past, but it wasn't in his past. It was in his future. But he still quote-unquote remembers it, and I'm like, this is so dumb. God damn it, it's just making fun of all of this stupid shit that happens because it's not.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. And then then you see Hitler riding on the thing, and I'm like, God damn it, that was a good end. Like he's just riding through the sky on the fucking eagle, and I'm like, God damn it.
They're fated to fight again.
Ah, Jesus Christ. It was also, by the way, I loved. So another one of my favorite lines, not because it was like, some of these lines I like them because it's not even that they're funny jokes necessarily. It's just in context of what is happening, they are so dumb. So here's one, right? All right, Hitler, the jig is up. Really? That's what you fucking say to Adolf Hitler about all of this? Everything that he did. I'm talking about everything, even in the real world, everything that he did, and you go, all right, Hitler, the jig is up. It is the most cop bullshit, and I just love it. Like, that's just what you fucking say to him. Again, I think Kung Furious is more appropriate, just punching him in the balls. Like that, I'm like, fair. I'm like, yeah, punch him in the balls. Really? Oh,
and I love
earlier.
how almost every punch has to be, like, in a split.
Yeah.
Like, every fucking time.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, my God.
But I was mentioning earlier, I don't know who cut me off, probably me, when he punched him in the balls, when they filmed it, they actually had it rigged where they pulled the camera closer to the actor.
And then back again. Right.
Right. No, but what's crazy...
they were on a rail, and then they had him stationary, just kicking his legs and doing the face.
That's what's insane about all that. And by the way, all this stuff is, if you're watching this through our YouTube channel, this review, or even through our Blog Talk Radio, I'll try to link all of this stuff, because it's all the stuff that we're referencing is for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about this, too.
Laser Unicorns production.
Again, you'll see it in our you'll see. Yeah, if it's not, you'll see it in our description box, so you'll be fine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not, but so it's just nuts, like all the work that they put into this, and also I think it's another. Look, I know that there's a lot of bad Kickstarter stuff out there, so I'm not trying to put down anyone who had gotten fucked over by a Kickstarter. Like, I totally get it, but I do think that we should talk about stuff like this and really kind of promote stuff like this to be like, hey guys, like, there are some good ones though. Like, you don't have
to. Yeah, it's the other side of the coin.
Yeah. Because, like, I understand, and believe me, I get it if someone's like, yeah, but it doesn't mean that I have to give to it, which is like, oh, of course you don't have to give to anything.
Right.
But it is frustrating sometimes when you hear anything, literally anything. Someone goes, but it's Kickstarter, it's going to be shit. And it's like, not everything from Kickstarter is going to be shit. Now Kickstarter, shit. And it's like, no. It's like, oh, Indiegogo, and I'm like, okay, that's fair. Probably. Well, it's funny. I should explain why. If anyone's... Yeah. I think you know, but other people might not.
Right.
Their rules on games are more lax. So if someone said, I want to make a console, they don't have to show them a prototype or other tech. They don't have to show them any type of prototype, Tristan. How fucking crazy is that? The Atari VCS, that brand new quote-unquote Atari console, they don't have to show Indiegogo any kind of working prototype to get all the funding that they got, and they got millions of dollars.
Right.
Kickstarter, you have to show them something, and so at least in the video game realm, you're fucked if you don't have something that's working.
Yeah.
I don't know what the requirements are for film and other stuff like that, to be fair, but I usually hear all this criticism on the gaming side of things. That's the thing. So I usually hear, just, as someone who plays video games, I hear people be like, oh, no, it's on Kickstarter. It's going to fail. It's going to be shit. It's not going to be good. And it's like, no, it's going to take a while, I'm sure. You're not going to get this thing in like 6 months.
Right.
But it's going to take some time. However, you're going to get it.
Right.
And not always, to be fair. Again, not always. There are some shitty incidents, especially when it comes to not even just the game itself, but usually with like backer rewards, which is why I'm so happy most of these rewards, they were smart. They're like, you get to be in the movie and you have to come here yourself, so we're not liable. You know? We're just liable to put you in the film, so get over here. Versus, like, yes, there were some DVDs that they did give out, but again, nothing too crazy. Like, it was like, here's a DVD, or like, here's a poster or something. Like, nothing too out there, where, like, some, game companies, I'm happy that they're trying, but they're like, how about you get a plushie? How about you get a controller? And it's like, I'll get them, and they'll be good somewhat, but, like, you're putting yourself out there to be in a world of hurt if something goes wrong.
Right.
But DVDs, very hard to get those wrong. You can, it happens, but very hard to get those wrong. And usually, to get like a DVD in a case and have that all burned and printed and stuff like that, you could, depending on how many you're getting, that could literally be $1. Not per disc, per the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing could be $1.
Right.
if you're buying it like in the hundreds or thousands.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, if someone's going to give you like, let's say $20, if 1,000 people are going to give you $20, yeah, then you're going to put that, you're going to buy that for like 1,000, and then you only spend, you didn't spend as much as they gave you because they gave you, let's say, 20,000 minus Kickstarter fees, but still. I want to go back to their Kickstarter for a second because I didn't know, I don't remember what tier they had the DVDs at, but yeah, no, I wish I knew about this shit. 2015,
yeah,
I would give it to this. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, for $20 you get a digital download, and Kickstarter backer exclusive extra features not available to the public. Okay, and then for $30, yes, $30 you get the region-free Blu-ray. Damn. With extra features, behind-the-scenes featurettes, and director's commentary. I mean, there is still some stuff, again, on their YouTube channel, so maybe we got some of that, hopefully. But still, yeah, we didn't get that region-free. Oh, wow, for $30, remember, $30 region-free Blu-ray. More than 5,000 people backed it.
Right.
Oh, I should mention, I've been a little bit off here. The Kickstarter was in 2014. It obviously came out in 2015. So, again, like a year later-ish is when everything's like, so again, great time too, by the way. So when this guy said he knows his shit, Sandberg, he means it because it didn't take, like years. By the way, when you're on that kind of budget, like yes, it's close to $1 million, like it's over $500K. So you think like, oh, like that's a huge budget. But with the, well, it's the thing too. When you have Hasselhoff, I don't know how much the Hoff takes nowadays. But, well, because not only did they get Hasselhoff for to be in the role of Kit, which I fucking love. I don't know if you've ever seen Knight Rider or how much you've seen. I haven't seen much, but I still understand the concept. So I'm laughing because
I do too.
So it's fucking. So it's fucking hilarious when he's the voice of Kit in the car, and I'm like, God damn it! And they got him for the music video.
Right, which is crazy.
He sang the song too.
Yeah, I know.
That's what's nuts. Because I heard it, and I was like, that's a good song. And apparently everyone who said that because like everyone at a point was like, David Hasselhoff sucks. His music sucks. He's only big in Germany. Acting also sucks, but in a quirky, charming way. But his music sucks. And then I hear him, and I'm like, oh, that's good. I wonder who that is. Damn it, it's Hasselhoff. They fucking tricked me. Because he was in this, and he was in Guardians 2.
Right, yeah.
Remember he did the ending theme, yeah.
Shit. Wow, okay.
Remember he did the oh God, what was it? The something Hasselfras, David Hasselfras. Yeah. Remember it was him dancing with all of the Guardians, and they were all in different outfits.
Okay.
Zaru Hasselfras. That's what it was. Zaru Hasselfras. And even at the end of the whole music video, Stan Lee was in it. Because this is years ago. Yeah. It was at the end of Guardians 2. I think it was Guardians 2, yeah, and then it was its own music video that I sent to you, and I was like, dude. And you were like, yeah, it looks okay, and I was like, no, it's amazing.
You don't understand. I was a fool.
Yeah, but no,
I have to ask myself back into the past, tell myself how much of a fool I was.
Oh wow! For $40, you get an awesome. It says awesome in the actual description. Get an awesome Kickstarter backer exclusive Kung Fury T-shirt.
You can hack yourself back in time with this awesome Kung Fury T-shirt.
I would. For $60, you get the poster. $70, you get the Blu-ray and T-shirt combo. All right. Yo, I'd put that down. Fuck. God damn it. Well, because now you just literally can't find it. Because why would you ever want to sell this? Unless people maybe sold it for exorbitant prices or something. But like other than some of those people, like why would you want to sell this?
Yeah, right.
Like, if I got this, and it was, again, like, it's what we've seen on YouTube, so glorious, I'd be like, I'm keeping this for a very long time. My kids will be very confused one day. Yeah, if one of my children don't see this until I die, very confused. Very confused. Oh, look, one of Grandpa's old Blu-rays. Oh, when they still used discs. And then they're going to pop it into their hollow head. And then
oh God,
they're going to be like, whoa, they're going to get that 30-minute movie in like a second. They're going to be like, well, that was weird.
Right.
I'm seeing some other stuff. Yeah, advanced film screening. But again, it was in Sweden. So it's $100. So it's like, oh, wow, that's awesome. But then let's hope you can get your trip to Sweden, which, hey, 29 people were like, I'll fucking take a trip to to Sweden.
Yeah,
like
right.
when they see the way this looks, they're like, how much are tickets to Sweden?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which now I'm curious. I'm like, if it sucks though because now the new one is because it's obviously Hollywood backed. It's not going to be as intimate as this. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad film. It's going to be hilarious as long as they keep the same tone intact, just for a longer period of time. But in terms of like the fact that it's like I could have went to a screening, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that this was just again. It was just oh my god. I was gonna say it's been a really cool ride. For $100, you could have gotten a special edition VHS copy of the film.
My God.
Oh God, I love the description. 15 people, by the way, have a VHS of this. Anyway, they wrote, get a special edition VHS copy of the film. Who could believe buying a new VHS in the year 2014 for $100? That's so insane. Your friends will walk away from you, and then in parentheses, and steal the VHS. God damn it. So fun. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you. The director, he dressed up as Kung Fury at like Comic-Con 2015 or something. I think San Diego.
Oh shit! Right. Yeah.
Because I'm sure they had a panel or something.
Right.
So yeah, he dressed up as Kung Fury.
That's awesome.
Oh man, it's just nice to see not only a Kickstarter working, right, but he gets to live his dream. Okay,
right,
it was a fun little thing. And you got the funding for it, so you feel like you're accomplished. You finished the film, which it's not just good as a consumer, but again, as a creator, you feel like you've accomplished something.
Yeah.
And it's getting almost universal praise.
Right.
It just shows you, like, this is why I love newer media and new media avenues and stuff like that. Are there going to be shit? Yes. Are there going to be people that have terrible ideas? Yes. But you know what? Don't at us. No. But but seriously, not everything's going to be a hit. But it's because something like this, and not just because it's 80s centered, but like something like this couldn't have happened 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And again, not just because it's 80s centered and that's the joke, more so that you would have no avenue. You would have to go to a bigger corporation, pitch your idea, they'd laugh in your face, and you'd be like, well, I guess my dream's dead. Cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is a fun, to some questionable, but I say good idea.
Right.
And it worked, and he did it.
Yeah.
Like, people trusted in him. He put out, what he had to put out, and frankly, it just works. It's just fun. It's unique, but again, based on different tropes, so not technically quote unquote unique, but done in a unique package in a very interesting way. And then we have this video game too, that's clearly an 80s style beat 'em up. With these 4 characters. I don't know how good it is. I don't know how long it is. I just know that it's $1. So I know that I'm going to pay the $1 because it's a fucking $1.
Right.
And now that my computer's back up and running, some of you guys, longtime listeners, know that was a problem for a bit. Now that my computer's back up and running, I can probably play this on our, even before you and I have a sit down and maybe play this on Those Guys Play in the future, I can just play this on our Twitch. Twitch.tv/GG Productions. Was that just a plug? Oh, damn.
Oh, shit.
Like
that
anyway.
80s cell phone commercial that was plugged in there.
Yes. When he said, here's my number, I was like, what? And then he has the phone, and I'm like, this is going to become a pitch. This is going to become a in-movie ad. Man, it's getting so easy for everyone to do this in their car. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, and he literally walks through the portal, and they don't say anything, and just the look on her face says everything. Like, what is anything that you just fucking said to me? I fucking died. I nearly spat out my dinner. I fucking laughed so hard at that.
Oh, my God. This, you know what they need to do with this? And I say they, you don't know who they is yet. When April Fool's airs again on Toonami, they just need to play this.
Yeah.
Continuously.
This
needs to be the new room.
Oh, it would be so much better. I would love that so much more.
Well, I loved it when Tom did it. That's what was funny.
Yeah.
Like when it was supposed to be April Fool's with the room, and then it turned into Toonami. That was the first ever Toonami's back thing in 2012. Right. That was fucking glorious.
Yes, it was.
But when it was just every year is the room, at first it was funny, but then it happened maybe 3-4 years in a row. And at a certain point, it's like, I get that it's tradition, but all right, guys, we get it. But Kung Fury, at least doing it for 2 years, that would be. I know it's only 30 minutes, but just do it on repeat. Fuck it. It's available for free on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, right.
So fuck it, just put it on repeat. Balls in your court, Adult Swim. I'm shocked this is not aired on Adult Swim. Other than the swearing, this is so up their alley that Batman's parents got killed in it. It's so up their alley.
Holy shit.
It's that video that our friend showed us, the Batman one that got stuck in my head, the parody.
Oh my God, right.
With Scarecrow,
Bruce.
yeah.
Oh
my
no.
God. But seriously, though, it's seriously so up their alley. Let's be real.
Yeah, no.
I'm shocked.
100% correct.
It makes sense that it was on El Rey, but I'm shocked that it wasn't on Adult Swim in any form yet, and it's been 4 years. But maybe the gore?
Maybe.
Because the swearing can be cut, but maybe some
There's
of the
plenty
gore.
of animated things that have been put on Adult Swim that were pretty
animated.
fucking gory. Yeah,
to be fair,
they were really over the top.
I know, Parasite is one of them.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, the way they filmed his partner getting cut in half, they had, 1, a CG model, 2, they had the partner fall back in one shot and then fall forward in another. And then they had green screen tape around the part of his body that would be sliced in half.
Right.
So it was really him falling back in the first shot, then falling back and forward one time each to create the effect of the body collapsing in half.
Right.
They had him actually do that so perfectly that it could line up.
Yeah.
What the it's just no. Also, his backstory is just so generic, and I love it. I was hit with the lightning bolt while being bitten by a cobra.
In the middle of a back alley in L.A. when his partner was sliced in half by a rogue kung fu master.
Miami.
Oh,
Miami. I'm pretty sure it was still in Miami. I'm pretty sure that was
maybe.
still. Yeah. And so, yes, in Miami. And because it makes sense because of Miami Vice.
Right.
And also, oh, God, what was it? Oh, fuck. Miami, no. Oh, God. I'm trying to think of it. Because Miami Vice wasn't with Tom Selleck. Magnum P.I.
Magnum,
also Magnum. I'm pretty sure Magnum P.I. was also in Miami. Maybe I'm wrong. I know that it had a crossover with Murder, She Wrote. I don't know if you know that, Tristan. I don't know if you saw that episode. It actually had a crossover. Swear to God. Anyway, I know that because of Pushing Up Roses that I showed you, her channel. She did an episode on that, and it's just so fucking funny. Anyway, but still, so he gets hit with the lightning bolt and bitten by the cobra, and then he has this flash to I guess ancient China ? Just about the chosen one.
Right,
with Kung Fury. And then he's just the chosen one. And then the dude, by the way, who's not Chinese because he's clearly a ninja, so he has to be Japanese, is like, oh, you're the chosen one. Because I'm sure, I don't know if you're the biggest fan of, or if you've seen a lot of U.S. 80s Kung Fu stuff, but a lot of it just confuses Japanese and Chinese people like the day is bright. I mean, just so fucking much that it's crazy. Even putting aside the actors who they don't get to play, correctly, either if you're Chinese or Japanese, putting that aside, still it's just this idea of this ancient Kung Fu secret, and it's just but you're talking about Japanese shit.
Right.
And it's no, it's this ancient Chinese secret, but you just talked about Japanese stuff. You said he was from Japan. It's just all of this dumb shit that they just combine into one sushi roll of awfulness.
Yeah, basically.
And that's why it's just so funny that the dude's in a ninja costume. So yes, Japanese, and he's doing the flips, and he has the katana, But no, they flash to Chinese, like clearly like ancient China or something, parroting it. And it's like the Chosen One, Kung Fury. And it's like, you're Kung Fury? You're the Chosen One? And then Kung Fury just immediately annihilates him. And that's just his backstory. He's like, and I chose to fight crime. Oh, the first line that he even says in the movie, yes, that's my bicep. That sets the tone.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that the arcade machine said "fuck you" right back was great. I thought you'd like that.
And it flips everything off before it shoots its head off.
It flipped off the dog, and I got so scared.
Oh. Yeah, no, that was great. Fuck, he flies off the highway, jumps out of his car onto the roof of it, shoots at it, saves the dog, and then the car hits the rogue arcade machine, and then he sends it flying down a city block while they're exchanging blows.
Two fun things about.
God.
So 3 fun things about that. I'm adding more fun things. 1, the dog was real.
Yep.
There was a green screen guy holding the dog in real life. That's 1. 2, Kung Fury jumping off of the roof to get into the car and shooting at it so it opens the door.
Yep.
What the fuck? And then the third thing, when he was scraping it across the city block, it was actually a mix of CG and practical effects. They actually had model work where they had the model break up so that it looked like it was real debris. And they mixed that in with the CG of course, the arcade machine, because it wasn't like that wasn't in any way a human with like anything touched up on it. It was just all fake. But again, the debris was real, and of course Kung Fury was there on God knows what sliding, through it. But no, but just the layer of layer, like it's so much work to be able to have all of those, layers on top of each other and have them mesh that well together. That is nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
the amount of work that went into these 30 minutes. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's why when I was like, oh, it's only 30 minutes, and then at the end I was like, it's only 30 minutes. But it's just, but it with all that work, it's like, yeah, it makes sense that this much money went into 30 minutes. Just looking at, not only the actors, but also how much space they had to rent. Because, yes, filming on location is a pain, too, don't get me wrong. But, some people would say, no, it's easier to film in a factory. Yeah, but, when you have WB money, it's easier to film in a factory and green screen the whole thing and rig the whole place up. But a lot of them, I believe it was somewhere in an interview or something, a lot of because it wasn't in the video behind the scenes, a lot of the film was filmed in the director's office space.
Right.
That's where they put up all that green screen. That wasn't some huge factory. That was a place he rented, I guess, to work on projects before he had.
Right. It seemed like a warehouse that they had rented out or bought out, and they were painting the walls. Yeah.
Oh, right, yes. They had to paint because the lighting was so, quote-unquote bad just because of reflections and stuff. They had to paint everything green. It wasn't just the screen. It was also them just painting everything to match so that it would work when reflected. It's just insane what they did and what they created. And the fact that, it's just, not that it's just the guy because he knows what he's doing, and not that they're not talented because they all know what they're doing. But again, it shows you that you don't have to be this huge Hollywood juggernaut to create something.
Right.
And sometimes it could seem better. Like this, to me, I understand, obviously structurally it isn't as good, if you will, as some other DC movies, but fun-wise, enjoyment-wise, this was fun than a decent chunk of DC movies that I've seen over the last 5 to 8 years.
Right.
No, I could say 5 to 6 years actually. This was just more fun.
Yeah.
I got more enjoyment out of this than I did out of The Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises is
that's the end goal at the end, right? You want to enjoy the stuff you watch for one reason or another.
And this is true in my opinion, the stunts were better here. Seriously, for real. I think you might have seen some GIFs, but there were some GIFs of them not making contact, and somehow those shots made it into the end film. And it's like in this one, it's like obviously they weren't making contact, but again, that was adding on to the comedy in some cases. But
Right.
like it's just like the fact that the guy did all his own stunts and even if there's some that he didn't do, and I might be wrong about it, it still looked like it was still seamless.
Yeah.
Because it really did look like him for throughout the entire film. So I'm pretty sure it was mostly him because we saw some of the behind the scenes stuff and we saw him flipping around.
Yeah.
So no, it's a labor of love, like you said. A lot of fun, and I'm so happy we got to see it and talk about it because
I am too.
We're a little late, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm good. You know, I'm because like it would have sucked if we never saw this. That would have been terrible. Like we see this like 20 years, like we're in our 40s. Like how do we miss this?
Oh,
like
God.
I'm happy we saw it now. Like it's we're 4 years late, but you know what? Honest to God, we're usually late, or we're usually talking about stuff from the 80s and 90s anyway.
Yeah, right.
Like this is gonna lead to me telling you, because I've told you this off podcast. We got to do Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Which they had that Terminator scene when Hitler came back from the past.
Right. Yeah.
Like the first time, that was basically out of the Terminator. Like with the electrical issues and stuff like that, and just
right.
Now we realize it was Thor's hammer. But also, if anyone doesn't know, Thor's public domain. So as long as they don't use a Thor that resembles Hemsworth or any other Marvel version of Thor, they can just go nuts. So they just got a bodybuilder who I think he's been in a few other films, but like he got a bodybuilder who they're like, yeah, let's just get him, and then he'll be Thor. Because fuck it, we can do that.
Yeah.
And that version of Thor does not resemble any Marvel version.
Right.
It's just a generic Thor that exists in mythology.
Yep.
Oh my god. Nice pecs.
Thanks, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Anything you want to say before we wrap this one up? This very short episode of Friday Night Movies.
I feel like there should be, but my god.
I think this was a nice palate cleanser because after all the scary shit that we talked about in Halloween in July, and yes, this was gory, but this wasn't like gory like Hellsing Ultimate where it's like, dear God. Like, this was fun. Like, I would show this to friends of mine who are like, I don't like gore, and I'd be like, I know, but like, let me explain.
Right.
You know? No, because like we have some friends that are like, oh, we don't really like gore in movies that we watch, but like the stuff that was in this was like so like slapstick comedy. I think the only one that was quote unquote horrifying, if you will, that might like turn off like at least one or two of our friends was his partner getting sliced in half.
Yeah.
But the line after it makes it, I knew instantly. And I'm like, yes. I'm assuming that you knew that he's like, I knew he was gone instantly. Yes, you did. He was sliced in half down the middle.
Right.
You did know that he was gone instantly. Yes, you did, Kung Fury. Also, I love how everybody calls him Kung Fury like he's a pro wrestler. Like, he wasn't born Kung Fury. He was Dan Johnson or something. But, like, the second he got bit, now he just tells his lieutenant, I go by Kung Fury now. It's like, all right, Kung Fury.
He even has it on his police badge. Like when he flashes it in heaven, he's like, I'm a police officer. And it says Kung Fury in his wallet. And I'm like, dear God.
We have to pause. You said when he flashed his ID in heaven. Like, that's a real thing. And you said it without pause. I love it. No pause whatsoever. God, it's so wonderful.
Pause, it's totally real, right? Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned earlier when they used the Nintendo, the Power Glove. I was like,
oh my God, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, it was just so. It's just. Oh man, and of course, I think you noticed when Hacker Man was like, we have to upload the download to the mainframe. It's like you're just throwing shit together
because saying words.
But I don't think you know what they mean. Cause like that's
which
just
is hilarious because that's like when I hear somebody talk about somebody who knows what they're doing and they tell me what they're doing. I feel like that. you upload the download to the mainframe, and then they kind of just like sigh and like put their face in their hands, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
I know that happens between you and I, Tristan. But what I'm trying to get at here is that. But what I'm trying. Shut up. But what I'm trying to get at, Tristan, is it's just not just in the 80s too, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and even now, when a mainstream television show has anything to do with computers, 9 times out of 10 they're just looking at a dictionary and just throwing words together.
Right.
Even now, in the year of our Kung Fury, 2019, technically this came out in 2015, but like still,
right.
2019, they will still have television shows like Cop Ones where they just talk like that, and it's not a parody, it's real. And it's like, oh God, you just said those things together, but they're not. They don't mean anything.
Right.
You know, it's like the Doctor Who technobabble, but the difference is at least with Doctor Who, he or she is talking about stuff that's so out of this world that, like, we get it. You know, like it's weird electric rays and, you know, reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. Like, that means nothing. But, like, it's about laser beams. So, like, yeah,
right.
You're going to make up some shit when it comes to laser beams. But, like, it would be weird if, like, you know, the Doctor was, what?
Laser beams still follow physics, too, but not in the sense that they're being used.
I know. I'm talking about sci-fi. It's like it's sci-fi, and it mostly relies on the phi, not the psi.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like when Doctor Who relies.
Not lasers. No, I know.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I mean. Doctor Who relies on the phi so much more that like he can or she can just make up random shit, and I'm like, you got it, dude.
You've got it, Doctor.
Whatever you say.
I'm being clever, and there is no one here to appreciate it. What are you even good for?
Basically, like it's like, all right. But in the case of like when it comes to computers, especially when it's like a cop show, we're supposed to look at that and be like, this is quote unquote real. And normally they just go completely out of this world weird. Actually, remember that episode of Murder, She Wrote? It wasn't the worst, actually, with Jessica and the VR.
Oh, God, right, yeah.
That one wasn't even the worst because Jessica actually said some interesting stuff about games that were technically accurate in game development. I don't know who they got to work on that script. But the game itself was hilariously weird. It was like this. It was like, this is state-of-the-art graphics, and it's like, bruh, she's playing essentially like a Night Trap style game. I can't think of the word. Because she had VR helmet on, but she was basically playing one of those.
It was like
FMV games. Well, it was a point-and-click FMV, full motion video, because it was real people. Like she was seeing a real person at the, like giving her the the food or whatever. Yeah. Right. Anyways, it was. I don't know how we got into Murder, She Wrote. That came out in the 80s, right? Because it was around the same time as PI. Like, that was late 80s, early 90s, right? I think it ended early 90s, I thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, Angela Lansbury is a national treasure. I think that's what we learned today while watching Kung Fury. Angela Lansbury is a national treasure.
Angela Lansbury for the next Kung Fury. Let's get on it.
Yeah. Angela Lansbury, Tom Selleck.
My God.
See, and I'm actually curious about the next one. You know, I want to hear what you guys, if you're listening in, what you guys have to say about this. If you're watching this, either you could comment on our Blog Talk Radio account as well, blogtalkradio.com/those guys on the radio, or on our YouTube, Those Guys on the Radio. If you're watching it there, I want to hear what you think, because I'm cautiously optimistic. Like I'm just hoping, as long as they make sure that they understand this is what made it work, so don't deviate crazily from what made it work. By the way, not that you can't create something new and fresh, because I don't want them not to do that, because it's a sequel, you have to create something different. But when I say formula and what made it work, I want to make sure that now there aren't too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And that they let Sandberg have his creative vision.
Right.
And that Schwarzenegger and Fassbender and whoever else have signed on, not just for the paycheck, but because they were like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
Right, yeah.
Because when that happens, it becomes like very fun. Like I feel like the actor who was in Lonely Island who played Hitler, I'm assuming he's was part of this because he's like, oh yeah, this is just so dumb, it's great. Like
right.
an appreciation of it rather than being like, I want to get paid.
Yeah.
So, because that's what we really need with a sequel. The same level of love and appreciation.
Right.
Let's see. Jorma Taccone Jorma. He's in Lonely Island. And of course he's also he was in a bunch of stuff that you might know. He was William Shakespeare in the Lego movie. He was, let's see. Oh, he was in you haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse either, right?
I have, yeah.
Okay, cuz I haven't. He's Norman Osborn, and he's also another Spider-Man in a different Earth. And he's also in the Lego Movie 2. Not sure if you've seen that.
I haven't seen the second one, no.
Okay. So I don't want to spoil it for anyone because I don't know if this character is popular, but he's in the movie. And, of course, again, Lonely Island, he was in Popstar with Samberg and Andy Samberg and, everyone else from Lonely Island and a bunch of other people as well. I think some SNL people appeared in that movie in Popstar. I haven't seen it, but I kind of want to because I've seen some music videos that came from it, and they just seem really funny. Oh, I forgot. Right, he voiced Gabe, who is the puppeteer in Gravity Falls. I forgot that he was in Gravity Falls. Also, he was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine because, of course, Andy Samberg made the show. Yeah, so, again, just a very fun film. Hopefully, hopefully you guys liked it. I mean, if you saw this review or listened to the review, I'm assuming you've seen it, but if you haven't and something about this made you go, wait, what, I got to go see it, hopefully you enjoy it.
Right.
Because it's just a blast. And I do know that, again, I want to play this game really badly. Because, it's a fucking $1.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. But it is crazy, though, that I can't find the original. Because the original was Kung Fury Street Rage, and now it's Kung Fury Street Rage, The Arcade Strikes Back.
Yes.
So I'm unsure why. Yes, I know. I know you like
approve.
that. Yeah. I'm unsure why I can't find, even though it says it's the original Street Rage, it says that it was updated. So, like, maybe they just didn't change the name on Steam, but they did change the thumbnail. And, again, the actual About This Game section says, like, hey, we added shit.
Right.
So, I don't know. Maybe it's weird. Either way, the initial one came out in 2014, the initial game, and then the update came out in, let me see, where the fuck is it? Tristan, fill us up with words. What's going on? Stall for time.
What? All right, I guess I'll just have to hack my way back through time before this podcast even started. And I'll come back with the information that he found now, so that I can go back later, and then come back in earlier, and then show him the information that he needs right now of the date when the game came out. See?
I found it.
I already gave it to you, Matt. You just don't remember.
Wait a minute. No, so I've seen this before.
Oh no, I went too back far in time.
So yeah, the game came out initially in June 2015, and then the update came out December 2015. So I assume they got so much money from it, they were like, what the fuck? And then they, were able to update it, because initially the game came out on the Vita, Android, iOS, and Steam. Then the update, The Arcade Strikes Back, came out on the PS4 and Windows.
Right.
Which, Steam. So that's kind of what happened there from the looks of it. I'm shocked that it's on the Vita, and if it's available physically, which I don't think it is because it says next to the Vita, it says PSN, so I assume it's digital only. But if there is a physical version, I will find it, and I will sell my kidney.
Right.
It's going to be an even trade. Kidney for game.
Yeah.
I love
use the
how
game as a kidney. Because that's how amazing it is.
Yes. You're right.
And you can take it back
Fury.
out when you need to play it.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, you know what it is? If I can just leave the box in there, but take out the cartridge for the Vita.
Right.
I'll be fine.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. There are shirts available for Kung Fury. I'm not just going to leave that alone. I'm just going to leave it alone. There are shirts for Kung Fury available, but I just don't know if they're legit, so I don't want to be like, go buy the shirts, because like, there's some really fun shirts, but I don't think they're legit Kung Fury shirts. They're just like, oh God, someone is selling the Blu-ray. Damn it, okay, so Kung Fury is great, right?
Mhm.
And I love it, right?
Mhm.
But even if I had, no, I'm sorry, I should clarify. If I had fuck you money, I would buy this. But because I don't, it just doesn't make any sense to me. $400 for a Blu-ray.
Huh? Wow, I was close. I was going to say 300.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but 300 popped into my head.
Yeah, but again, if I had fuck you money, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. This is the one fuck you purchase that I would make. Like I usually don't, because like usually I'm like because usually I'm like, even if I had fuck you money, I don't know. Usually I say that. Like I tell you this. I'm like, I don't know. But in this case, it's like, I would do a best offer. I'd be like, because I remember that it was 100 on the Kickstarter, so I'm like, all right, 150. And then they'd reject me. I'd be like, 200. And then they'd reject me. And I'd be like, no, I'm not going to. No. Even with the fuck you money, I'd I'd try it, and then I'd be like, and then a month or two later, I'd be like, all right, here's 400. But I do it from a different eBay account. I'd be like, you didn't win. You didn't win this round. But no, it's but it's funny because this is actually I want to see if anyone has tried to sell any Kung Fury stuff, if it actually has sold on eBay recently. Oh wow, so it has sold as of July 1st. It sold for $250.
Well, there you go.
And then another one was up at $200, but best offer was accepted. Interesting. What? Twisty twist. Huh. No, because I'm wondering, like, if that's... Because it looks like... I'm wondering if the same person... This is a twist. Whoever sold that has a picture behind a similar-looking wooden panel that the new one is under. Interesting. Yes. Yeah. So, anything you want to say before we officially wrap this one up?
Balls.
Tristan, what if you died tomorrow? Jesus Christ. Those would be your last words, Tristan.
You know what? I'd go out like a champ, because then I'd punch Hitler.
Well, no, that's how we should be living our life every day, Tristan.
Exactly.
All right. We have to follow in Kung Fury's footsteps, yes.
Exactly. And then I'd ride off into the sunset on a T-Rex.
That's fair.
Into Valhalla.
Damn it. So, side of my computer just fell off. We're good. We're totally good. I gotta just put that back on. We're totally fine. We're all good. Live podcast, everybody. We didn't pre-record this. We're so good. Fuck. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this one up here. We love you all so much. Thank you all so much for listening. We're gonna end it on that. Valhalla.
Oh no, we have too far.
Oh no. Thank you all so much for listening in. As always, again, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Those Guys on the Radio, please remember to like and subscribe. You can also download this on iTunes as well by searching up Those Guys on iTunes and listening to us on the go. We have so many episodes. We've been doing this for 5 years now. It's not just Tristan and I. It's a plethora of hosts that I'll bring on every now and again. And this was just, again, a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being on, Tristan. Also want to mention as well, like I did a little bit earlier, we have our Those Guys Play channel and our TG Productions channel. And if you want to help support us, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/TG Productions. Depending on what tier you give to, you can get something back as well. Help us craft this stuff that we do here. I would say there's products, but there's nothing physical technically. But what we do here, help us craft it and become a part of it as well. Mentioned our Twitch earlier, twitch.tv/TG Productions. And that is about it. If you want to follow us, like you can follow us through, of course, our YouTubes, of course, and all that stuff. But we do have our social media accounts as well, facebook.com/ThoseGuysRadio, Twitter @ThoseGuysRadio. And so if you do want to at me, now you know where. And our main website, tgproduction.net. All right, guys. So love you all. Take care. Tune in next time. And for another episode of Friday Movies, or maybe another episode of Anna Saturday. I don't know. But you can know if you follow us on the social medias.
You can only at Matt in a battle of Kung Fu.
Matt. Let's player of awesome. Anyway.
True survivors.
Good night, everybody.
Oh no, I've hacked too far into the podcast.
Oh.